All right. So good evening, everyone. I'm not real sure. Maybe I'm just we'll see if I need to do a mic or not. But I mean, just wanted to follow. I mean, it's beautiful, great speakings and all that. And I think what I have maybe a little bit, whatever that is my life story, my journey to America. So part of it is to really to be thankful, to be kind of paying back the same thing, service to the country, and obviously with 250-year founding of America, right? God, family, and country. So I feel resonates with me a lot. And also, what has helped me is really is through my faith that helped. I think through my time in the military with my deployments, and I see a lot of brokenness, marriage and families. Who in here has perfect marriage and families here? That maybe maybe I'm not speaking to a wrong audience here. Everybody. Okay, so at least you guys have something, right? So being an educator, after my military time, I do see that, and as I see a calling, it's a calling to want to give back and to help families. So that's what to strengthen. And again, I will touch on some aspects of it, just going through my journey, and I will share something here. Yeah. So my journey began, really. My father was serving the South Vietnamese Army in the education camp after the fall of Vietnam, 1975. And obviously, I really didn't see him much. I think I saw him once. He was really, they basically torture and, kind of really. Eventually, we did. He came over in '93, but that was it. In 1981, that's where my journey began. Left Vietnam. On a fishing boat. I know my mom really that was really courageous for her to really have me taking that journey, knowing that was really a lot of risks on a little boat, out of Vietnam. And luckily, it was spotted by a submarine. I think it was on the third night or second night. That's where we were spotted. And I think we had a reunion of that a few years ago. I finally figured out what that submarine was, and then did see the people there. But that's my journey was really that rescue and be able to come to America. And really, I was on my own. I didn't really have a family. I was single. So I have first assimilation to America, basically an American foster family. And that's how, probably a little bit different than a lot of the Vietnamese who have grown up here, kind of like a little bit in this community, because I'm much more a bit Americanized. Sometimes they think I'm a bit too much. You're kind of like a banana, yellow on the outside, but you're white inside kind of thinking. But that's the thing is I do have, because of my upbringing in Vietnam and the struggles, the things I had. So the faith component was really important to me. And actually, I will talk to you about, I drifted away a bit Americanized, but the thing is, I still had that driven, because I grew up poor in a small village. So I knew to succeed in America, you have to really work hard. And I earned myself through high school, did very well, and able to go to college and got a scholarship. So that was through a lot of things. American is a land of opportunities. You guys know that, to be able to come here and to do that, and I'm still very grateful. My foster mom was a little shocked when I said, "Hey, I signed up to join the military," because it was conflicting. Obviously, I can tell you, she was academia, college professors don't really. Also, right after the fall of Saigon, fall of Vietnam, and she was thinking, you're Vietnamese. You're not going to be well treated in the military, so because of what happened in Vietnam and so on. But there was that tension, right? But I had a mentor to say, no, your father served in the military, so you should join. So that was the thing. That's how I came, and I ended up serving for 30 years. And with three major deployments to the Middle East, and also a graduate of Naval War College. So a lot of things that was given to me, and through that, has helped to strengthen me to where I am today. So I'm always grateful for that service, and also to give back to the community. I think the two speakers talk about the importance of that. And but I graduated from college, and actually I wasn't sure, but I got a letter, right, inviting me to join the military. I mean, that was my junior year in college, and then I was a nuclear program, so I was just I didn't think much of. I wasn't sure, but I ended up signing in, and then so that's the thing. It's my story. Joined the military, so it has given me. It's very rewarding. All the things I have learned, and also now gonna be able to be in a classroom because from being the time in combat to be able to time in the classroom to be able to share stories, right? To make it compelling, especially being a refugee, unwanted, right? To come here and we have what? Immigration crisis in this country. So to have a story that can connect with people, somebody who came here with nothing and be able to come to where I am today, right? So that's what I'm kind of sharing a little bit of where I am and just to be very fortunate, to be very thankful to what we have in America. And also I came in 1981. You guys noticed that, right? That's during Reagan. So that's the thing is, what is it now? It's supposed to be a shining city on the hill, right? A beacon of hope for the world. So part of the reasons I'm kind of sharing, I have a passion for this nonprofit. I do have, obviously besides an educator, I do consulting, right? IT consulting. But the thing is, I have a passion more on this because the things I've seen in the classroom and the brokenness in society. So that's kind of drives me to the next part. So it talks about how that transformed me from military time, helping me to really understand the world more, right? Time, especially in the Middle East. Understand, I serve in Iraq War, right? Kind of know like 7 months boots on the ground, and then Afghanistan for a year, boots on the ground, and finally Horn of Africa in 2020. I retired, but the thing is, a lot of stuff I was able to do and see the stuff, and a lot of time there's misinformation about things. So from there, I kind of helped me to transform me into this person, to do some stuff, especially doing some college teaching, high school, and also I think what also helps me is that faith part. And I'll talk to you a little bit of that conversion experience, and that forms me to help me to strengthen that because my marriage was falling apart. And again, I will give you a little bit more. I'm not going to go too much, but that memoir will kind of explain that from the refugee to coming to this country. And obviously, I did drift away from my faith, and I got into a little bit of more of the kind of lifestyles, maybe kind of a little bit loose, strip clubs and various things to, that kind of hooked into that kind of, could have destroyed my marriage. And luckily, through the conversion, I was able to come back. But then, so I will touch on a little bit of that. And then nonprofit, and that's what I see the calling for marriage and families, because that's what's happening is a lot of times I see, right, the brokenness, the things in the classroom, kids are being raised only with one parent, and should be stable families. And that's where I feel strongly to be able to kind of have that and to be able to build that communities to strengthen that. And again, I will share with you in the next couple of things about what I do. So this is kind of like my journey here, right? Escaping from Vietnam, be able to assimilate. I'm not going to go too much because I have published memoir, and you guys can see a little bit more of what that is, my thinking, my journey. But it's just God, family, and country. That's always what I have feeling, coming from, Vietnam, broken in the combats, and to be able to come here and to have that kind of life and to be grateful and to be able to give back. And then faith, family, and freedom. So that's really what really inspires me, especially had a conversion 19 years ago. So to have that, hopefully to help with my testimony, especially with youth and young adults and things that are just kind of like really loss of moral compass today, right? So this is where we have issues here. So that's what strengthen the things that I do. And I will share with you, some of that foundations. There are three things that I do. Kind of focus on a youth group, helping them strengthen. It's a little bit more church-based catechism in church, but it's to strengthen, to have that faith component, right? And then young adults, 20 to 39s, to have the vocation, whatever they do in life, whether they have a marriage, going through marriage and so on. But that's the core component, to have stable contributing part of the communities, right? To give back. And so that's why I wanted to focus on, and also I'll talk to the founder of what they call Marriage and Family Enrichment Program, where he was concerned. He started out as also a Jesuit priest, but it's also saw a lot of brokenness in society, and that has to do with families unstable and kids are not raised properly. So I can share a little bit with you on that particular aspect. But it's moral dilemmas, the things that's going on today. Your kids with using phones and stuff. It's not so good. You can see that the things that are, I can see very damaging. It's controlling. It becomes an addiction. All right. So it kind of pulls them away from having good families, and also things that are very dangerous nowadays, pornography and all kinds of stuff that they easily have access to, and that's destroying families here. So raising more of the awareness and helping them and strengthen that communities to inspire them to be the next leaders, to take basically to help to raise more awareness and help to strengthen that kind of community-based learning. That's what I do a lot on the YouTube channel, a bit of like Sunday gospel reflection toward a youth group, and also be an advisory board. I think I'm going to have the next slide that kind of touches on. Well, I think it's the slide after this, but basically it's just the journey, talking about being a refugee. But the thing is that gift of faith. Okay, so to me, I had a pretty profound encounter. Actually, this is the image of what my son saw. It was revealed like 19 years ago. Obviously, a lot of you, the audience, but sometimes you could say it's could be Catholics, but could be some others, right? I think the gospel reading, I think last Sunday, talks about this Canaanite woman. She was being healed, okay, because of her persistence in prayers. And it's just the fact is that my marriage, I thought it was basically almost like unsalvageable because of the lifestyle, the things, I was doing that was not so good, kind of promiscuous kind of things, going to places. But he saw 9-year-old son, that's 19 years ago, sees Jesus on the cross, bleeding from head to toe in agony, right? Blessed Mother, Catholic, kind of like she's the mother of Jesus. She stepped on a serpent, and that has a meaning in the gospel, in the Bible. And I didn't understand. 15 years ago, I'm sorry. Let's see. I wrote it when I came back. It happened in 2007 when we went to a pilgrimage. So I didn't know that I was, I think a year before that, I went to this Cusio that was helping me to kind of put forth a conversion. God has given that to me that. I was a prodigal son. I didn't know. But a year later, I went to this pilgrimage. This is what happened. So I captured the story, my profound conversion that helps me to rediscover, and hopefully today can help a lot of lapsed faith Catholics or people who have gone away from church. And that's why sometimes I probably can speak to an audience, maybe not so much just Catholics people, but to understand that has a meaning, to call the conversion, especially right now, it's moral ambiguity, things going to, people are, so it's all the way to the Vatican, right? Talk about something, same-sex attraction, doing stuff, and so on. So we are kind of helping to redirect. It's really that stable marriage, husband and wife, and that's this thing that we have in society. So that's the focus here. I think that's my calling here. So the things that I've done here, the resources, trying to kind of build this community base of learning. I have, what is it now? First, the Amazon, the published memoir, I kind of published that because, I think there was a lady that I was on a podcast and I explained to her what my son, that vision and so on, and she was chasing me down. She was like, wait, we should have that on Amazon. And I said, wait, this was like, it was 2022, and I wasn't sure. I said, no, I kept the documentary, but I wasn't sure I'm supposed to do something with it. She said, no, you need to get it out. So this is kind of like the stuff I'm trying to help to connect. And actually, the book I have right here is finally, I got it on Amazon and able to, so now I'm kind of using it. So part of my fundraising, helping people, getting more awareness, probably my ultimate goal is to shape and help families, right? And also bring souls to Christ, because I think ultimately that is the things that we are drifting away: God, family, and country. It should be God first. And I think that sometimes we are, society is kind of drifting that, edging. I've been canceled at times. I said, hey, it's time in the military. You're supposed to have mental and physical and spiritual fitness. And I got called into the office, and they sometimes explaining things, moral clarity, and then I get canceled. And then the thing about is, it's important that we can have discussion, we can talk about things, right? So that's what I like to be able to do, is to have that, and then be able to, with my YouTube channel, to give testimonies, kind of unpack some of my what's on that book, because it's really short, but there's a lot to it, to help to really understand, especially the people, kids nowadays, sometimes they don't really understand what they have for granted in America, right? And somebody coming with my background, having to struggle, have to come here but on my own without my parents, right? To be able to be where I am. So that is, it's kind of significant. So that's why I kind of feel like the YouTube channel helps with that. And then when I do a Sunday reflection of the gospel homily, it would help to also invite people to do that, to share their reflection as well. So this is kind of like my goal to come here. I mean, thank you, Sanjay, for helping me. But to crystallize, help me to formulate what I plan to do, what I have done already, kind of putting it down, my mission and my way ahead. Supposed to be as a CEO of this foundation, or to basically, I'm on an advisory board for young Catholic professionals to help to shape that 20 to 39-year-old, and then marriage and family enrichment program team lead. I'm going to be spending time trying to learn. The problems with it is it's a retreat program. It's been very successful in the Vietnamese communities, but it hasn't crossed over. It should be, my goal is to, thinking initially was the second generation Vietnamese, but now it should be mainstream, like young adults and things, because I see a lot of people, married couples, who need help in certain areas. And the problem, I think the founder said, right? I mean, there's things that you learn. You go to school to get a degrees and things, so you can be proficient in something, right? Every thing you have a vocation. Every vocation you have something. Be trained. But married couples do not have that, right? They are not trained. They just go and they become married couples, and they because of that, you get dysfunctional in terms of like just issues, right? So that's what I wanted to kind of, want us to strengthen that and hopefully cross it over to the mainstream. And then lastly, the young adults, youth group that I do to help them to strengthen with the reflection and help them with that. So this is what I wanted to do, is to, strengthen my ministries and helping to do things and to be able to share out with other people and to help with that. So with that, I just wanted to end with any questions and things. So.
Any question for Wayne? So again, Wayne, thank you so much.
Thank you.
This is a lot you're doing.